Today we're going to compare the Cybex Beezy and the Joolz Aer2, a pair of ultra compacts with quite different advantages and disadvantages when it comes to child comfort, ease of use, longevity, and driving characteristics. And beginning with the Beezy, the model clocks in at 8.4 kilos and folds down to 26 by 44 by 58 centimeters. It can take 22 kilos in the seat and 5 in the underslung shopping basket. When it comes to child comfort, the Beezy seat is adjustable between a newborn acceptable near-flat recline, in Europe and most of the world at least, and an upright position that's unfortunately a bit too sloped in my opinion, and where I'd note that the recline strap is also pretty tough to pull, especially when it comes to that last bit for getting the seat as upright as possible. Size-wise, the Beezy seat has a width of 32 centimeters and a length for the sitting surface of 79, measured by adding up the lengths of the backboard, baseboard, and leg rest. There's ample space under the canopy when the seat is upright, though the length of the backboard is a bit short, 45 centimeters, which limits the age at which a child will be able to comfortably use the reclined position. As far as other aspects of the seat go, the textiles feel decently durable and sufficiently padded, and the harness has no rethread shoulder straps and a one-pull tightening mechanism. But beyond this, there are a few details absent on a Beezy that are otherwise pretty ubiquitous across the rest of the market, in no means of extending the canopy, which may be a bit short for younger toddlers, and no peekaboo window or mesh panels for providing added ventilation. For the newborn period, in addition to that flat recline, depending on where in the world you live, the Beezy has car seat adapters available that are compatible with a variety of brands. Moving on to parent comfort, the Beezy's handle stands at a fixed height of 107 centimeters, while the shopping basket is easy enough to access, with the seat upright at least, in the way it extends off the rear frame. With regards to folding, the process is simple and can be done with one hand, though to me, it takes a little conscious effort to pull the handle backwards when following the chassis down so that it ends in a standing fold, and I'd also note that the back seat textiles touch the ground in this position. When folded, the Beezy is comfortable to carry by the bumper bar, and though the folded dimensions are a little too large for the IATA's cabin luggage guidelines, they are within the gate-checking limits of a lot of airlines. As far as the feel of using the Beezy goes, the model feels pretty sturdy right out of the box, though I do suspect a bit of loosening over time with a few of the crossbars. When it comes to driving, the Beezy has noticeable suspension, and wheel size is pretty large, 8.3 inches in the back and 6.7 in the front, and while I wouldn't do too much off-roading with the model for fear of loosening, it can handle stuff like cobblestones, gravel, and lighter off-roading without feeling too jittery when you need it to. Moving on, the Aer2 clocks in at a lighter 6.7 kilos and folds down to a smaller 23.5 by 44 by 53 centimeters. It can carry the same 22 kilos in the seat, but has an increased weight capacity of 8 in the underslung shopping basket. When it comes to child comfort, the Aer2 also has a newborn acceptable near-flat recline, as well as an upright position that's significantly more vertical than the Beezy's. Adjusting between these positions isn't hard on the fingers as it is with the Beezy, but is nonetheless a bit cumbersome, involving both a long zipper as well as the need to unhook a strap. With regards to seat size, the Aer2's seat is a lot wider at 37 centimeters and has a longer sitting surface of 89, which includes a taller backrest, 53 centimeters, making the model a lot more comfortable in the reclined position for older toddlers. As far as other aspects of the seat go, the Aer2's textiles feel both more premium and better padded than the Beezy's in my opinion, while the harness is 5-point, also has no rethread shoulder straps, has shoulder pads that are set up in such a way as to hold the harness out from the seat back, and similarly sports a tightening function via 2 straps below the seat, allowing one to tighten the side straps in addition to the shoulder straps, which is nice I suppose, though is somewhat complex mechanically. Unlike the Beezy, the Aer2's canopy is extendable and provides better sun coverage, and there's also ample ventilation built both into the canopy as well as the seat back when reclined. As far as negatives go, the zipper setup with the seat recline does cause the fabrics to bunch up more when shifting the seat from recline to upright than with the Beezy, and the naked backboard, with all of its tape and straps, is also visible just by lifting the liner, which makes the model feel a little unfinished in my opinion. For the newborn period, in addition to also having a newborn acceptable recline, supplemented by a newborn apron in some parts of the world such as North America, the Aer2 is similarly compatible with a variety of car seat brands, and also has a bassinet available with the unique feature of flattening and remaining attached to the stroller when folded, so that you can carry the whole thing as a single piece slung from your shoulder. Moving on to parent comfort, the Aer2's handle stands at the same 107 centimeters off the ground, while the shopping basket is decently sized and even easier to access in my opinion, in that it similarly extends off the rear frame while also having a wider entry point. With regards to folding, the Aer2 has essentially the same folding setup and similarly self-stands when folded, though, unlike the Beezy, the textiles don't touch the ground when the model is folded, and the folded dimensions are within the IATA's guidelines for cabin luggage. In addition, the combination of lighter weight, a slimmer folded profile, and a stretchy shoulder strap make the Aer2 more comfortable to carry for longer periods. As far as how the Aer2 feels to use, the chassis feels a little sturdier and better manufactured than the Beezy's in my opinion, though, while shock absorption is similarly noticeable on the model, the wheels are a bit smaller, 5.7 inches in the front and 6.1 in the back, and while the Aer2 can also handle stuff like broken sidewalks, gravel, and lighter cobblestones, and is likely to loosen up a little less than the Beezy under such conditions, it will definitely feel more jittery to use. So which one of these should you get then? Overall, the Aer2 is a better stroller in my opinion, providing more widely applicable advantages with its better seat, superior newborn setups, stronger chassis, and smaller folded size. Though that being said, as long as you're okay with its negatives, the Beezy does have a couple of advantages as well, in its lower price and better terrain capability, which might make a difference if you have specific, harder off-road areas you'll need to deal with daily or are traveling to a rougher holiday destination. In any case, we hope you found this video interesting, and if you did, please subscribe, as this sort of support really helps us to continue making videos in the future. If you'd like to know more about either of these models, we have standalone reviews that go into a lot more detail, and links have been added in the description. In addition, if you're currently shopping for a stroller, we have a buyer's guide on our Patreon page, which lists a wide range of models that we recommend, with a lot of technical and lifestyle related information. You can find it by following the link in the description as well. Thank you.